Hey guys, what is going on? It is Zach Bowman. It's 6:42 p.m. on January 2nd, 2025. I hope you guys had a great start to the new year. I don't know if you guys are back to work or not. Needless to say, if you're not, I hope you are still enjoying time with your family, friends, and doing whatever you're doing. If you're back to work, I hope you're excited for the grind and what the year is going to bring and entail. What we're going to talk about today is some Bitcoin. Currently, Bitcoin is at $96,919.53. In the past 5 days, it's fluctuated a little bit from 92K to 96K. Again, this is not a financial advice channel. Anything I say is not financial advice. Invest at your own risk. Don't do what I'm doing. I am taking a risk. I am going to see what happens in the next few years by daily cost averaging into Bitcoin. I have made some videos before on this. I've made some videos about other stuff, but I am committed to investing $50 a day into Bitcoin, dollar cost average. So, with that being said, it is now time to buy my Bitcoin. So, if you'll bear with me, I'm going to take care of business real quick. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to pull up our exchange. As I mentioned yesterday, do your own research. Figure out what Bitcoin's about before you invest in it. This is not financial advice. I'm going to buy now. I'm going to buy $50. Buy now. Out of my bank. I'm going to press next. And guys, Bitcoin's gone up since I last bought it. I'm not getting as much. 0.005037 Bitcoin. $49.50, 50-cent fee. It is what it is. Swipe to confirm. Man, I wish I was in college doing this. I wish it was 10 years ago. I wish I was finishing my degree, investing $50 in Bitcoin every day. I mean, wow. I can't fathom where I'd be financially right now. But it's all good. You live and you learn. You make the best decisions you possibly can. And you can't get too upset. So if we look at okay, it went through. Cool. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an exercise that you've probably done many times before. You've done with your financial advisor, you've done with a professor in college, you've done with your spouse, your wife, your husband, yourself. I mean, I remember looking at just overall like what a 401k can do back, I don't know, what was it, in high school when we first talked about savings in class, or maybe it was college, I don't entirely know. But that's when I started learning about compound interest. And Warren Buffett has done it best. I mean, the dude is smart. And yeah, you can see just his net worth year over year and just compound interest in effect. So when we look at, you know, just long-term goals. Long-term goals. Okay. Long-term goals. How are you making your money work for you? When we look at just normal calculators, and I'll even pull up 401k or Roth IRA retirement calculator. And I'll do this exercise with like live. So let's just say, okay, so we said in the first video, I invested $2,000 into Bitcoin and I am taking a $2,000 risk. And if we go to my YouTube channel, we can see that my video, I'm going to, okay, let's run. So as we stated, I'm taking a risk. This is not financial advice. I don't recommend you doing this. You know, don't listen to what I'm doing. I took a $2,000 risk before the end of the year, and we are going to assume that I put that into a Roth IRA instead. I'm 31. We are going to contribute 18 grand. Oh, you can't do that. Let me do, fuck, shit. 401k, retirement. Actually, no. We'll just do the max contribution of $5,000. We want to retire in 25 years. No. I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to use the rate of return that this has on it. So we're going to assume, I guess we can still do a Roth IRA in this because it's pre-tax or it's post. Yeah, you're investing the money after taxes. So, okay. So I have hypothetically, since yesterday, invested $2,050. So today I invested $2,000 on the 29th. And then starting yesterday, I bought $50 dollar cost average. So I'm at a total investment of $20.50. Tonight I added $50. So we're at $100. $50 contribution daily. If I invest this, if I just open an account and I invest in the S&P 500, the rate of return over 100-year compound annual growth rate is 10.6%. In 25 years, for my retirement, not financial advice, we are looking at $2.2 million over time. We're going to start with, so this is kind of like a 401k because I'm pretty sure, what is 401k max for 2024? Okay, so you can put 23k into your 401k. All right. So we're only putting 18K in a year. 18K a year. The following year, 36K, 54, 73, 91, 109, 127, 146. We can see overall in 25 years, not financial advice, talk to your own advisor about this. I'm sure you guys are probably already doing this like every week, and if not, I don't know why. I mean, it's important to keep track of where you're at. I mean, at least for me it is. Initial investment, $2,100. Additional contribution, $50 a day. Daily contribution frequency. If my money grows at 10%, which it has over the past 100 years, the S&P 500, in 25 years, I'm going to have $2.2 million. Not financial advice. And it's not too shabby. I can work with that. That is overall, my total contributions would be $456,000. My total profit would be $1.74 million. So overall, total profit 79%, total contributions 20%, starting amount 0.1%. Takes time to grow. Let's look at some other options. If we have a shit year, we're looking at less than $1 million. However, that is still better than keeping your money in cash, not financial advice. The dollar's depreciating, invest it in an asset, a business, real estate, something that's appreciating and bringing value, bringing cash flow, not financial advice. Let's look at 10% annual growth, $2 million. All right, this is where things get interesting, guys. And this is where just the volatility of Bitcoin and the digital disruption of cryptocurrency is going to come into play, not financial advice. This is all hypothetical. If you send money on Venmo, that's digital money. You're not giving cash to people anymore. You're swiping your credit card everywhere. We live with electronic money already. We might as well get used to the idea of cryptocurrency because I think it's going to take over. When we look at the growth of Bitcoin over the past 3 years, it's grown at 40%. This is probably not sustainable. However, if it is, and we have strategic Bitcoin reserves, other countries have strategic Bitcoin reserves, companies start putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets, individuals start buying and holding because they realize that money in the bank isn't necessarily the best thing for them, and their money is depreciating if they're holding it in their home country's currency. Let's look at 40% over 25 years. So this changes things, right? I mean, it really changes your mind when you think of this is kind of worth the risk. At least it is for me. I am willing to spend money every year to see if something works out along with my other investments. I'm sure you guys have really good investments as well. I'm curious to know what you're invested in. I'd love to be more into real estate or be more into, I wish I bought NVIDIA 10 years ago in college. I wish I bought MicroStrategy 10 years ago. I wish I bought Facebook when it first came out, but I didn't. So what do I do today? When I look at the growth of Bitcoin, not financial advice, this is going to continue to have till 2140. The hash rate's going to continue to go up. The demand's going to continue to go up. The supply is going to continue to go down. Look at the charts. All charts are bound to be broken at some point. I don't know if the power law is going to hold. I don't know if it's going to turn into an S-curve. The only thing that I think is going to happen is that more and more people are going to learn about it. And that, ultimately it's just supply and demand. That's what the price is going to be. So if we look at, the CAGR growth of 40%, 25 years, you just put 18 grand into Bitcoin year over year, $50 daily. Don't drink that beer. Don't buy that Gucci bag. I know I've said it over and over again. Start investing in the future for yourself. And literally the only person I'm telling that to right now is myself, looking in the camera right now, because the only person that truly understands what to do is yourself. So regardless if it's Bitcoin or crypto or anything else, if it's real estate, just invest. If it's day trading, invest. If it's something that you think that if it's something that you think has potential in your gut, try it. All right, a little bit more crazy. Again, this is not financial advice. I have no idea what could happen. I could lose all my money. I probably will lose all my money. What I do know is I won't make any money if I don't try, and if I don't take a risk. So if we look at 55% CAGR over 25 years, my $2,100 investment that I did starting collectively today could hypothetically be worth $2.97 billion. We're talking about generational wealth. We're talking about potentially becoming a banking institution in the future. I am not trying to make empty promises and get your hopes up. So realistically, if we look at 5%, I don't care. I'm still breaking even. I'm still making as much as I've contributed. So, I mean, it sucks because inflation's going to go up, but overall, at least I will have made some money. 10%, sure, $2 million. That's better than just pissing away money on a car payment for a car that you don't need, or a car that you are just trying to impress other people with, or the Gucci bag that I talked about. I'm guilty of this as well, keeping up with the Joneses to some extent, but I try to have assets that hold their value regardless of what they are. So, if that's a house for you, it's a house. It might be Bitcoin for me. We'll see what happens in the future. Not financial advice. Okay, so let's go back to this initial investment of $2,100. Additional contribution, $50 a day, daily, Bitcoin CAGR, 55%, or however you pronounce it, 25-year growth. Total contributions, $456,000. Your total profit is $2.97 billion. We are $36 trillion in debt. How do we get out of debt? I'm curious to see if there is a currency debasement, or if something happens with gold and silver, or if real estate becomes, I don't know. I think at some point, history repeats itself at some point, right? Like, let's look at the downfall of every currency. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with it. What I'm saying, though, this stuff is growing quick if it continues to do what it's doing. I have no idea what it's going to do. It could grow at 10%. It could grow at negative 58%. It could grow at 1,000% like it has in some years. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the stock market's going to do either. I don't know what other assets are going to do. I don't know what commodities are going to do. I don't know anything. Nobody knows anything. So the best person you can take financial advice from is your gut and the people who are making more money than you. So we're hypothetically looking at, in 2032, $1 million. If this holds true, let's say, we hold it for 50 years. So Zach, you are 50, so I'm 81. If I make it to be 81, by the power of God, awesome. I will be thankful for every day I have on this earth, and I am thankful for every day I have on this earth. If I just invest $50 a day for 50 years into Bitcoin and it continues to function and operate on a 40% compound annual growth rate, it's $1.53 trillion. Show me a 401k, a Roth, or a, money manager getting you that type of growth. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is investing is going to make you money. So what I'm trying to do is save money for my lineage down the line. Kids. Save money for them. That's what I'm trying to do. I mean, this is just, it's stupid. So, at this point, there's probably going to be $1 trillion notes and all this other crazy stuff. Who knows what's going to happen in 25 years, let alone 50 years, let alone like 5 weeks. So this is just an exercise, guys. None of this is financial advice. I just think it's interesting because overall, I plan on, if there's anything I do, I hope it's to encourage you to make your own decision that money spent now in investments is going to make you money in the future. Find something that you believe in, invest in it, and just become locked in. So regardless, in 50 years, if I continue this strategy, $50 a day, 18 grand a year, I'm going to have $23.61 million. And money's not everything. I'm going to travel the world, do my thing, continue to do roofing, just continue to build a brand and be the best possible version of myself. I mean, I'm looking at the total market cap right now of 3.5 trillion. There's $900 trillion of assets right now. I think money's going to flow into this. Not financial advice. So I found an interesting Twitter thing. Approximately 6.6 trillion was sent around the world last year using the Bitcoin blockchain. The Oxford English Dictionary added the word Satoshi. The smallest monetary unit in the Bitcoin digital payment system, equal to 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. Bhutan, a Himalayan kingdom renowned for its Buddhist monasteries and rich culture, has secretly become the world's fourth largest holder of Bitcoin. How much did they hold?
Has quietly emerged as a major player in the cryptocurrency world with $780 million worth of Bitcoin, which is nearly a third of its GDP. Bhutan has become the fourth largest government holder of Bitcoin. Now, what's fueling the country's ambitions to become a leader in green crypto money?
Wow. Last year, Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy, purchased $845 worth of Bitcoin per second. That's incredible. This website gave away 5 free Bitcoin to everyone who completed a simple CAPTCHA back in 2010. In total, the website gave away 19,000 Bitcoin for free, or 1.9 billion at the current exchange rate. I mean, that's crazy. Comparing BlackRock's gold versus Bitcoin product, it's taken 20 years for it to get to $33 billion. In a year, Bitcoin's gone over 50 billion. Yeah, okay. So if we look at, returns last year, Bitcoin 121%, gold 27%, NASDAQ 26%, S&P 500 25%, Dow Jones 13%. Dow Jones 13%, emerging market, cash 5%. So holding your money in Bitcoin is better than cash. Real estate 5%, commodities 2%, oil 1%, US bonds 1%. So when we look at this profit calculator, 40%, I mean, it sounds crazy, guys, and I might be bonkers, but people that are misunderstood are usually onto something. And I feel like I have probably been slightly misunderstood my whole life. I have always thought differently. I don't like to think with the crowd. I like to think against the crowd. So I'm going to take the risk. I'm not going to invest. Or no, I'm going to continue to invest outside of Bitcoin. I'm going to continue to invest and let my money work for me. I will see what happens with this asset. And I'm excited because we have $2,100 invested this year. Worst case, if I invest $50 a day and it only grows 40%, I only made $8,000. I contributed 18 and I made $8,000. Instead of buying alcohol, instead of going on crazy trips, which is totally cool. I 100% respect you for doing it. I'm going to be going to Europe this year. I can't wait. But I am sacrificing what I want today for what I want in 5 years. And it'll be interesting to see, just, compare for yourself, right? The proof is in the pudding. Just look at my YouTube. So with that being said, guys, I hope you have a great evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I am on, how many days since December 8th? I am on day 25 of no alcohol. Feeling great. Waking up. We're back to work. Excited about tomorrow. We're logging our days. We're tracking our activity. We're going to be able to keep ourselves accountable and see, what's working, what's not working, analyze stuff, and just get better every day. So small wins win. I said that in my Instagram video earlier. Stop trying to conquer the world in one day. Do something simple. See if it works. If it doesn't, change it up. If it does, continue to implement it throughout your day and continue to add incremental things that change your life. I hope you guys have a great night. We'll catch you tomorrow.